Is Justin Voke, royal commentator and historian. Justin, have any other members of the royal family ever faced such serious threats or even racism in this way?
Well, this is really the first time that we're seeing something that is so explicitly racist. But it's not the first time that members of the royal family have come under threat in this way. We know that when Princess Diana died in 1997, Prince Charles, well, now King Charles, was certainly the recipient of a great deal of attacks. There were rumors of threats and concerns for his safety, but nothing that was ever put into the public spotlight the way this has been. And certainly, we never had members of the Metropolitan London Police Force coming out talking about the seriousness of the threats. I think that we are going to see moving forward a much clearer stance from Buckingham Palace about these issues of racism. There's already been a story today about the fact that a former lady in waiting to the late Queen was dismissed for making inappropriate comments at a royal gathering. I believe it was last night. So I think we are going to see a very clear policy from the palace moving forward that there's not going to be any gray areas or ambiguity around this refusal to tolerate racism.
Harry and Meghan face tremendous backlash for stepping away from their royal duties and leaving the UK. Do you think these details from the former counterterrorism officer will improve the couple's image in the UK?
I'm not sure if it'll necessarily improve their image per se. Public opinion is a very fickle thing. Most people tend to already have their ideas and their opinions formed. So most likely it's just going to confirm what people tend to believe already. So people who are really sympathetic to Harry and Meghan will see this as probably a vindication, something that really reinforces why they needed to step away. And I think others who have been more critical of them will probably look for ways to kind of poke holes in this and say, well, if it was really this serious, why didn't they come out with it sooner?
So Harry has been fighting for police protection in the UK and has said before that he didn't feel safe bringing his own children to his own country because Harry and Meghan were essentially left to fend for themselves when it came to security. Knowing what we know about their dangerous situation, do you think things will change now?
It's really difficult to speculate on that kind of a matter because security for the royal family is tied up with all these different layers of constitutional and parliamentary and city level and local level police protection. It's really tough to say how that's going to play out. We have to remember that Harry and Meghan are not working members of the royal family anymore. And that level of protection, long before Harry and Meghan broke away, was limited just to those working members, extended relatives who also have titles. They have to protect themselves as well. But we can't overlook the fact that Harry is the son of the king. His children are the grandchildren of the king. So I think there's a lot of complicating factors that are going to have to be considered in moving forward with this.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, royal historian Justin Voke.
Thank you very much for having me.